welcome back to the Wild Vegan Flower. Today I want to share with you how to make some super easy pho. We're going to be reusing some of our beefy broth that we made in the last video to make our succulent steaks. I'm also going to be topping our pho using these seitan steaks. So if you haven't had a chance to make your own vegan beefy broth, or if you want to try out vegan succulent seitan steak, be sure to check it out in this video right here. The very first step is to reheat your beefy broth, and don't worry if you didn't take the time to completely make a homemade broth from scratch. You can use vegan beefy bouillon cubes. There's a couple of brands that I'm finding at all the grocery stores. I think you know which ones, so make sure you try that out. Otherwise, making it from scratch is pretty unbeatable, and I really recommend you giving it a try. In the recipe, I recommend just heating up about like 4 cups, just, because like then you each have like 2 cups of broth per bowl. We're going to get the ginger ready. I have a little over an inch chunk of ginger going into my broth. You can use a little more or less depending on how gingery that you want it. I recommend doing a minimum of 1 inch, and if you really like the flavor and health benefits of ginger, then do a little bit more. Add the broth to a saucepan and bring it to a boil, and once it's at a boil, reduce the heat down to a simmer and add your ginger with all the other spices. Let that cook for 15 minutes, and then you're going to strain the ginger and spices. Now I am preparing my toppings. You can use whatever toppings that you prefer. I love seitan steak over it. I also love Beyond sausages are fabulous over pho. Tofu is great. I also really love like these fried tofu slices. It actually like absorbs in, like the broth like gets into the tofu, and it's super flavorful and delicious. Now you have the option to make unicorn noodles by boiling your rice noodles with red cabbage. Totally optional. Add that to your bowl along with your broth, and then you want to do all the toppings that you have. So I'm doing some seitan steak and tofu and lots of sprouts and fresh greens. And because I love hoisin sauce and sriracha, I'm going to be drizzling over it. Really just do it how you prefer. There's really no wrong way to go when it comes to amazing pho.